Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Myuri, and I'm the Program Coordinator for the International Development Studies Co-op program. This quick video is just to give you some tips and advice on how best to complete your supplementary application form. So if you are interested in applying for International Development Studies Co-op, or IDS Co-op as we call it, there are two additional steps. So other than meeting the minimum grade point average that we expect in the program, we also have a supplementary application form. And this is a series of short answer questions that really help us to understand you a little bit more. What are your interests in the program? What have you done thus far? And some more information about you. If you do well in the supplementary application form, that allows you to be invited for an interview with us in order to complete that final step of the application process. So it's incredibly important that you have a good SAF because that's what gets you the interview that allows you to be considered for the program. So a couple of tips for doing the supplementary application form. So first of all, self-reported grades. You'll notice in the top that we ask you for self-reported grades. This is really the information that we go off to ensure that you're academically eligible for the program. So please try to be as accurate as you possibly can so that we make sure that we're evaluating your application based on as much accurate information as possible. Please take note of the word limits as well. So you'll see some of the questions have a max of 100 words. And I do sometimes see that students are completing the SAF actually within the application and get cut off because they're not aware of the word limit. So I would suggest that you have a separate Word document or place where you're actually writing out the answers to these questions, and you can make sure that you're capturing what you want to say within the expected word limit. If there is no word limit indicated, you technically can write as much as you want, but keeping in mind that we will be reviewing them, so please try to be concise and really get to your point as quickly as you can. Another thing to note, there are no correct answers. This is not an exam. There is no perfect answer that we have ready that we're using to compare what people write. What we're really looking for is your own ability to be reflective and thoughtful and authentic in your answers. And we're really just trying to get to know who you are. What has been your unique journey? What brought you to this field? What makes you passionate about being involved in international development or social issues? And what are some of those issues that you'd like to explore further? So it's really individual. There's really no research that's expected. You don't need to Google any answers. It'll be quite obvious to us if you do. So please make sure you're just being authentic, being yourself. This is really a way for us to get to know whether or not you're a good fit for the program. Another question that we get often is regarding work experience and what would ensure that you're a competitive candidate. We don't expect work experience. We appreciate that people are coming from all different backgrounds all over the world, and that not everyone has had the opportunity to do paid work. Some people have and some people haven't. And other people have demonstrated leadership in either school or within their families or within their communities. So please take the time to be reflective when you do the supplementary application form. For us, it's not about what you've done, but how you've done it or how you've grown from your experiences in life. So whether or not that looks like a job or an internship, or whether or not you were the president of your student club, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for how that's made you the person that you are today, whatever your experiences are, and they're all valuable. So just be reflective, acknowledge the things that you've done, the ways in which you've grown, and what you're passionate about studying, and that's what's really going to make a successful SAF. I think that's all I wanted to take note of. We'll be doing another video of interview preparation tips for those of you that make it to that step. And please always feel free to reach out to us via email as you're completing the SAF in case you have any confusion or you're not sure how to answer a particular question. We want to make sure that you're set up for success. And want to make sure that you feel comfortable answering all these questions. So as you might have noted from the admissions information, you are able to go back and fill in the SAF answers in your own time as long as it's before the deadline. But just note that once you submit it, that's it. You can't change any of your answers. So be sure that you're happy with everything that you've written before you hit submit. And finally, my last tip would be, it's better to get these done sooner rather than later. The sooner we can review your SAF, the sooner we can see if you're a good fit and would qualify for an earlier interview. And an earlier interview means we can get answers out sooner. So take your time, be reflective, but also set your deadlines and make sure that you are getting your SAF in as early as possible. Thanks very much and take care.